Gigantic.
Pop.
Super Bowl 2024 just ended, and a result so dramatic, an ending so dramatic, it almost seems predetermined. Here is the Wrestling Inc. Raj, where's my brain tonight? It's Super Bowl Sunday. This is Gigantic Pop. Not talking about wrestling. We're talking about the Super Bowl, doing a quick hit. And I know, Matt, it's been a long week, dude.
Were you out there with Raj tonight or something?
Yeah, ask Raj. He doesn't remember half. He doesn't even know what day it is. He's like Super Bowl Saturday? No, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Here we are. That was a very entertaining Super Bowl.
Yeah, especially I'm sure like a lot of like non-sports fans that I knew were attracted to this game, obviously for the big Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift relationship news, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of newbies that haven't really watched football before that haven't watched Super Bowl, I should say, that watch a Super Bowl tonight. And what a great gift of a game to be able to watch for your first Super Bowl.
Yeah. It was insane. Raj, what did you think? And how much have you been partying it up during the bowl tonight, during the game?
I've been partying it up a little bit, but I felt like, it was, you can't ever go against the Chiefs. You can never go against Taylor Swift. It's a fool's tale to go the other way.
So, Raj, let me ask you a question. As huge Swifties in the house, in the Giri household, at the very end of the game, they finally win. You zoom in on Taylor, and like these two cats like hogged the screen. Was your family pissed off by this, that they didn't get a clear glimpse at Taylor, or what?
Well, they were like,
I don't know if you guys caught that.
Paid off.
They
loved it. I was annoyed, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what all this, I know what all the hype's about. I get it. Even I was annoyed too.
Yeah.
Could this not have worked out better in any way for the NFL than it did tonight? Like, it went into overtime. Yeah. Taylor's team won.
Yep.
Like, it was just like everything. Like, it was.
Booker of the year goes to whoever is pulling the strings behind this. This was crazy. Even the drama where Kansas City had a bad first half, was unstoppable in the second half, and went to a tie, and went to this new overtime that was like football or hockey.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. And then even when I was going to say they fumbled it, they didn't fumble it, but even with the penalty they got, it seemed like, oh no, the odds are really stacked against KC.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought it was over then, because if they wouldn't have done that, it would have been a slam dunk. But no, the way they just drove through Mahomes is like unstoppable.
He literally is. And the announcers, man, boy, they need a new schooling on their histrionics on the NFL Super Bowls, because they're like, Patrick Mahomes, well, Brady still at 6 or 7 Super Bowls. Number one, Mahomes now, is tied with Montana. I was like, no, Montana has 4 Super Bowl championships. This is Mahomes' 3rd championship, along with like Troy Aikman, who also has 3. Terry Bradshaw has 4. Like, they should know this.
Yeah. Where's Pat McAfee when you need him?
He's on his way to a GOAT.
Yeah. I did flip over to Nickelodeon's coverage for a little bit, but I wanted to see the commercials on the main
I didn't
feed.
even know that. Nickelodeon.
It was insane. They had SpongeBob characters. Dora the Explorer popped up to explain a holding penalty at one point.
I love it.
They were like, they had CGI overlays like sliming parts of the crowd, and then they had the studio like crouch shot of people getting slimed. Like, it was like a weird fever dream.
Is it always like that, or is it just because of Taylor Swift hype?
No, they've done this for NFL games before. They've had NFL on Nickelodeon, and it's fun. Like, they have the slime zone, but for this, it was a Super Bowl experience with like SpongeBob in the commentary booth. It was really weird. But I dug it. I just wanted to see the main commercials. And I have to say that Good Night for Wrestlers in commercials, John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Jade Cargill, that Suzuki. Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, yes. Oh, God, Raj. No, I'm not editing this podcast after.
Time out.
Watch yourself.
Hang on. He's drinking water. What did Jade, I missed Jade's commercial. What did she do?
Was in the Aubrey Plaza Mountain Dew Baja Blast. She was the wrestler in the ring who did the splash on Aubrey. That Suzuki 2-seater looks like the funnest way to die that I've seen advertised in a while.
man. I didn't pay attention to commercials tonight. I know it's the best part of it for a lot of people, but
it was good. It was good.
Can I say some shit I'm gonna regret? Fucking Jade Cargill. Oh my god. Good lord. Good lord. That's all I gotta say.
Going to be an amazing professional wrestler, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Superstar.
She's a good pro wrestler.
Super duper star.
Yes, absolutely.
Good lord.
So that was good. Deadpool, Bigfoot Sneakerhead with Super Chat, $1.99. So we talk about the Deadpool trailer.
Oh, I did. Okay, I did see that.
Did you go online to watch the whole thing though?
Of course I did. Yes.
Yeah. That's a weird trend. Super Bowl commercials are now $7 million for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So now they're like, go online and watch the trailer. We can't afford to show you the whole thing.
I bet I did, and it was worth it. I thought it was worth it.
Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine. The TVA is back from the Loki series. I think I saw Pyro from the X-Men films in a shot there. Like, it looks pretty dope. I did not watch the full Twisters trailer yet, though. I'm excited about the Twister sequel coming out. That looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
But actually kind of a slow movie Super Bowl because of the actor strike, because of the SAG strike. There's a lot of stuff that's just, there's not a lot in the pipeline.
You didn't like Monkey Man or Monkey Man?
Commercial that looks okay. The Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes looks all right. I'm actually, you know what I'm really stoked about is the Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling. That looks like a really smart adaptation of the original TV show.
I was gonna say, is that a play off the original? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's where you watch the trailer and you're like, what is this? And then at the end, you're like, oh, now it all makes sense. But it better have a theme song like the Fall Guy theme song.
I'm being serious. There was a movie commercial called Monkey Man. It was this guy, like, I thought it was, what do you call it? Keanu Reeves. Was that movie when he kicks everybody's ass?
Yeah, like John Wick.
The latest one. John Wick.
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was at first. But it wasn't.
And yeah, nice Carl Weathers tribute in the Gronk commercial tonight.
Damn, I missed that too. Crap.
Yeah, it was at the end of the commercial. They had a Carl Weathers tribute. So, oh yeah, I didn't see the Quiet Place prequel trailer. I gotta go back and watch that. Those movies are low-key pretty good on the sci-fi front. Okay, so Matt,
can we put on the Rocky trailer on this podcast or no?
You want to get flagged? You want to get demonetized?
So in the future, if we want to pull up like a match of mine, for instance, we want to dissect it, right? We can't do that on this. Service?
We might be able to do it. It depends on where it's from. The era, we might be able to have it in like a window, and if we're starting and stopping it, like there are ways kind of around it. And it's not that it's illegal because it is fair use to offer commentary, but the problem with YouTube is now companies hire these copyright enforcement bots that just look for anything, and then you get enough of those strikes and they like yank your account. It's really,
we never had a strike, so I feel like we can get one.
We can
my
get
boy
one.
My boy Maven's going to town on these video clips.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Man, you know? I mean, I feel like Usher tonight was awesome. Yeah. Like we got to talk about it. It's a lot of good shit happened tonight.
Yeah,
brother.
That first half was interesting. Like, it's weird to watch a Super Bowl, and they were talking about it. Like, it's rare to have such a low scoring first half. Both teams playing fiercely offensively. I know, but that's the problem, right? It's like, I think in a perfect world, Super Bowl should always end like with scores in the 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Yeah,
you want like a big scoring game. Curious what the over-ender was tonight on this. What the line was for sports bets, but it was exciting, man. It was good. And I'll tell you, even if you, and I know there were, like Matt said, there were a lot of casuals watching tonight because of the Taylor Swift effect. And I think the game really picked up. But that overtime is crazy how that works now. Worked for the Chiefs, but that's such a different way to do it. Alicia Keys, as Ricky's saying, Alicia Keys was fired tonight. Want to also take a moment. Let me babyface this for a second. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We said, Raj, Matt, Glenn, we talk about wrestling. We've talked about other things on this channel. What would happen if we did a broadcast again that was not wrestling related? And then it occurred to us last night, the Super Bowl. That's not wrestling related, although Jimmy Uso, Naomi, Bailey, Mercedes, and others were there at the game. But yeah, to do something not wrestling right. So thank you. We got over 120 people out here tuning out after the Super Bowl. Spend some time with us.
Yeah.
You know,
this is going to be one of our biggest audiences ever. So
yeah,
thank you guys.
It's awesome. So yeah, let us know if anyone has any questions in particular. We're just going to talk about some of our high points.
I gotta say two things. One thing, I said I was retiring NWO Raj. This was an internal thing. Between us, I've been talking about retiring it, but tonight we back on. So let's fucking go. Let's do it.
Stay tuned, everyone, because in hour 3, Raj is going to tell you what he really thinks about Dave Meltzer.
Oh my God, fucking Dave Meltzer. Ask a question, you will get my legit response now. And that's it.
I'm not watching the post show. I saw photos of Taylor during Travis's speech after the game. I'm assuming Travis didn't propose, or else the internet would be broken.
Yeah.
But Matt, what were the high points for you tonight? What did you really enjoy?
Matt, you're muted.
Matt, you're muted. You're muted. You can't hear you. Matt's gonna fix that. Here's the other weird thing for me. I grew up, spent the vast majority of my life, like 30 plus years in the Bay Area of California, always being a Niners fan, right? Remember the great Super Bowl they had against the Dolphins, save the whales, kill the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Could not help but respect the game Kansas City played tonight. Like that, it swayed me just seeing their tenacity tonight. I mean, I would have been happy with either team winning, but Kansas City played a hell of a game.
Yeah, I do think the Lions would have given them a tougher matchup, but yeah. You asked me a question earlier. Patrick Mahomes hitting 300 yards, throwing for over 300 yards tonight is a hallmark or benchmark for every stud Hall of Fame quarterback in the Super Bowl. And this dude's hit the best part of the game, honestly, was a post-game comment he made about the lady was really gaslighting that you guys are dynasty now. You're a dynasty now. Well, lady, they've been in the Super Bowl 4 of the last 5 years or something like that. They are. Okay. And the way he handled that question, you know what he said? He's like, well, we're the beginning of a dynasty and we got to get to work. Like that dude's already talking about getting to work tomorrow. I respect that so much.
Yeah. No, dude, so we talk about ring awareness. I mean, quarterbacks have that. He just had the sense, especially as the stakes raised, just who was open, who to pass to, where to go, where to take the play. I mean, yes, did he play a perfect game? No, there were definitely some mistakes that were made, but man, like that last drive was straight out of a sports movie. Like you couldn't have scripted that any better.
And Kelce came to life in the second half. That was a big part of their offense in the second half, was him coming alive, 92 yards in the second half, and Mahomes using his legs in that final stretch.
Yeah. Well, and Kelce, already the meme of the game was Kelce having that yelling due to his frustration. And lots of people, myself included, saying, I don't care if The Rock wants to wrestle. Cody needs to finish the story. Everybody inserting their own little rage there. But it was good. But the commercials, I want to talk about Usher next, but here's the thing that I don't like about the commercials now. Every commercial now is just it's just here's famous people, and it's either here's an in-joke about what they did, or it's literally just like, hey, we got Jason Momoa, and we're singing the song from Flashdance. Isn't this funny? It's just...
Or Arnold Schwarzenegger and like that, what was the insurance commercial? State Farm.
Yeah, but they brought in Danny DeVito at the end. But again, it's a reference to something they did before. It's like...
Our generation. Like...
Yeah. We're the boomers now.
But I don't know, man. It feels like you're seeing people appease our generation, but are they going, like, is that generation?
Yeah, man.
Being appeased afterwards.
And it's
touche.
Absolutely. Well put. Somebody put that on a t-shirt. But here's the weird thing though about Gen X.
The point is,
Oh, what's the point?
I thought we got the point though.
Yeah,
We're gonna make a T-shirt for it and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd be a quote.
Right.
Nice black and white photo of Raj and then the text because it's so powerful.
Really quick, Raj. Who did your whole family? Did you stay at home to watch, or did you guys go out to a friend's?
No, we were out at a party.
Does everybody go, or just like you and the missus?
Oh, it was everybody.
Everybody.
They're actually still gone. I'm waiting for them to come back.
Wow, that's dedication, brother. Thank you.
Okay, so I want to monetize this and exploit Raj. Oh, how the tables have turned. Everybody get your best super tweets to get Raj to say the alphabet backwards. Ask him some questions, some challenging things. Like let's put some money towards
this. Time out. Can anybody honestly, if you gave me like a long time to think about it, I think I can get, you know what I mean? I don't think anybody sober could do that.
You challenged me to do this once.
It would take a minute. It would take you got to stop. You can't just float. You can't stop. You have to float, like
ZYXWVUTSRQPONMLKJIHGFEDCBA.
I have to say it. I swear to God, because I always see this, right? When people are like, oh, if somebody's been doing this, can you do the alphabet backwards? I'm like,
it's like if you were
the majority of people sober do it though.
Yeah, I just did.
If you were to test me.
Majority. You're not majority. You're a little smart ass who has it memorized.
Memorized.
And a high IQ.
Visualize.
Very high IQ.
You need to do the alphabet backwards. I'd be like, fuck, I don't know. You know, like that.
You know what's great, Matt? We've been doing this long enough now that it's kind of like my marriage, where I can just recycle old things I do to pop you because it's been so long and you've forgotten them. Like, so soon I'll just recite the lyrics to the Humpty Dance and you'll be like, oh my God, forgetting that I did that 6 years ago and blew your mind.
I do remember that. And I do remember
Ebony Washington. Thank you, Ebony.
Yeah.
$5 super chat. Just want to say I love you guys and appreciate what you do. You could hop on and talk about paint samples. And I do, man.
Thank you.
More pets, please. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are the best. That's nice. You know, I'm getting my house repainted, so I can speak a lot about paint samples. And you got to go through the HOA. You got to submit a thing. It's a whole process. Never knew.
Facetious.
I know. As far as pets, I mean, man, love my pets.
Mine's my dog sleeping.
You never talk about your dog much, man.
Wrigley?
Yeah, you never talk about your dog.
Where is there an insertion to fit?
I talk about my cats all the time. Sometimes I'm just literally like, so I'm hanging out with one of my cats, Stuart, and then you're like, wait, you have a cat named Stuart? And then they're like, yeah, and you're like, your cat has people names? Yeah. Anyhow,
NWO Raj is in the house. I don't like to do it, but
I don't like to do it.
It is in the house tonight.
But I want to say this again. We're going to pick like a certain dollar threshold up to going forward. But for now, because we're making some money on this channel, it's a few $100 a month, which is great. And thank you all for the super chats. But we're donating everything we get after YouTube takes their cut. We're donating to charity, and it's going to be a different charity every quarter that we give money to. When we start making thousands of dollars, we'll figure out a split. A portion will always go to charity, like a good portion, not like a small portion, like a good portion.
We gotta be greedy fucks, but
Jesus Christ, you always gotta take it there. And we'll have an announcement soon about the Q1 charity. I think it'll be, we'll talk about it. But so thank you.
Everything we've been doing has been going to charity. We never say it, but that is, we don't. Honestly, I have made $0 so far. Matt, same thing. All of us. We this isn't for money. So
I spent last night. I was looking. NXT's doing a fundraiser for the Florida Special Olympics, and I was just like, oh man, my boy Tony D's lagging behind in the fundraising. Oh, Thea Hale's lagging behind, so I had to boost some of them up. They're doing a cold water plunge in the ocean, which should be exciting.
We're going to talk about the Super Bowl?
Yeah, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Talk about Usher.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so this was good. Alicia Keys was great. He owned it. It was impressive. But oh my God, when Lil Jon and Ludacris were there, like that was just, I mean, an awesome showstopper finale tonight.
Chat room, what'd you guys think of the musical act?
Matt, you know, like Usher it's not that great.
Ooh, coming for Usher. He was in She's All That. Thank you.
He's all right. He was all right. He came out at a tough time when there were so many better. No offense to him, there was so many better artists when he came out.
This is kind of the thing, though, about Gen X being the baby boomers now and like everything being geared towards us. Usher is right on that precipice of Gen X to millennial, and those millennials are coming soon, and they're coming hard for us. And it's going to be all like Clarissa, like nostalgia, like eras of like
Clarissa knows best.
Clarissa explains it all. It's gonna be like all after we stopped watching TV as kids. It's gonna be all that stuff. We're like, oh, I thought it was just a little too old for the Power Rangers. Like it's gonna be all Power Rangers, Clarissa, and 90s throwback.
But
man,
you go back to when it was Snoop Dogg and Eminem and Dr. Dre. That
was probably top 5 for me.
The thing that sucked is that it was during the day. Like they didn't have, they couldn't do the
pyro or what?
Yeah, it was
still cool to see them all up there though, right?
But there's a documentary about that called The Show.
Awesome.
On Showtime, and it's about the production of. I see it in the program guides all the time, but it's always like midway through. I need to watch that from the beginning because that performance was just hit after hit after hit after hit. I mean, and it had unfair advantage because it was like Dr. Dre and friends, and Dre's produced so many other artists that it was. I mean, it was incredible. But I think Usher did a good job. The Super Bowl halftime show was a tough gig. Right, because you're always gonna have a portion of the audience.
Usher has been irrelevant for a long time.
He's selling out in Vegas every night.
What about let me ask you this: what about Reba McEntire?
Reba, national treasure.
She is She is, but
great choice to do the anthem.
Okay.
And here's the weird thing about Reba. Reba has looked the same for the better part of the last 40 years.
Remember her TV show?
Yes, fondly. Yes.
I feel like in general, on this podcast, we know that certain things, and we're afraid to say certain things at times. But
I'm gonna cut Raj's mic. Raj, you better be drinking a glass of water for everything else. No, I thought Usher was very, very good tonight. I think that I am not the biggest Usher fan, but I think that he had something for everyone. I think Alicia Keys was a great guest star, but that ending.
I like Alicia Keys.
But here's the thing. And Usher's a great vocalist. People were really listening to him and vibing with him. But when Lil Jon came in the audience and started doing Turn Down for What, that crowd came a lot. It's the equivalent, Matt.
Say it, please Caucasianize this as humanly possible and say that he got the crowd crunk, please.
He got the crowd crunk. It's the equivalent, Matt, as if you played the Humpty Dance, because as people know, the Humpty Dance is catnip for white people on the dance floor. They can't resist when the Humpty Dance comes on. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. You're at a wedding and people are like, oh, celebrate good times, whatever. Humpty Dance comes on. People are like, ooh, that's my jam. And they got to go out there.
I got to say this with Usher. I thought he was awesome tonight. Like, I'm not an Usher fan overall, but I thought he did a great job. And
it's a tough gig. I want to point that out to anyone that even if it's not your cup of tea, the problem with the halftime of the Super Bowl is you got to be palatable to and there's no counter programming anymore. I mean, remember when WWE was doing the halftime shows
that I'd go watch?
Halftime Heat. In Living Color doing their Super Bowl halftime. Like, they really program this now to try and appeal to as many people as possible.
Or that they're or that their brand is so amazingly popular that you could roll anything out there, have everybody click off that channel, and they're going to come back for the game anyway. But they're going to lose. You're right. They're going to lose that opportunity during the main ads, which is at halftime, correct?
Yeah.
With the Super Bowl show.
I thought the stuff on skates was dope. And the fact he was singing and doing all that while moving around like that was really cool.
You don't think he was always an incredible dancer? Always. Let me ask you this. You don't think they should have a Super Bowl by now? They shouldn't have like a bigger star?
It's tough though.
Is it because they don't get paid? Is that why?
It doesn't. Well, now it's Apple Music. It used to be Pepsi, but they hook it up. But no, look, I mean, remember the year they had Prince. That was amazing.
Okay.
Springsteen was amazing.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, but I think that in recent years, it does seem like they've been trying to make an effort to bring in different genres of music and just not have it be like, here's the biggest act in the world. Because people are saying in the chat, like Metallica, yeah, Metallica would be great.
Metallica's still never done it?
I don't think so.
I'm surprised at that.
Metallica's never done it. Oh yeah.
Very surprised at that.
Yeah. But see, but again, it is a cheat that Dre had like the most memorable show of the last decade because Dre was able to have everybody out there with him.
That was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah. Man. So what else stood out, Matt? What else hyped you up during the game?
The fact that I didn't have any emotional investment in either team.
Yeah.
And so I'm a Cowboys fan. Been since a little kid, since the early 80s when they sucked. Then got good and everyone jumped on the bandwagon. Then I didn't like that. But then now they suck. Now we suck again. But but like usually I can latch onto a team just for the Super Bowl, right? And I always want the person that's not supposed to win when they're teams I don't care about. But I got to be honest. I watch the Kelce brothers podcast. I love that.
Yeah.
I subscribe to it and listen to it all the time and watch it. And I love both of those brothers. I think they got a really cool family, very, very humble family, very normal family. So I was on the Travis Kelce bandwagon.
I'll tell this people now. Do you know how much they want to advertise on that podcast now in light of everything going on in their lives?
Say it one more time.
You know how much they want to advertise and sponsor that podcast now, given the rise the Kelce family said? Now $1 million minimum.
Wait, what?
Yeah, to advertise on the Kelce Brothers podcast is now $1 million investment minimum to advertise with them.
How long's the advertisement?
I mean, it's however many impressions it shakes out to, like the way it works. But I'm saying that their threshold to do business with them is you got to come with $1 million in hand, and then you could talk about a deal about how many episodes you're going to get, how many impressions you're going to get. Like, and by the way, like, doesn't cost that much to advertise on Joe Rogan, not even close. Like, it's the highest minimum somebody has ever quoted me in all of podcast or YouTube endorsements.
They're both good old boys. They're both like their families. They're humble. I love both of them.
Yeah, but no, they're blowing up, man. I mean, and good for them, right? Get it while you can. Can you imagine if her and Taylor break up, or if him and Taylor break up?
It's going to happen. It's not going to stay forever. Come on, guys.
I want to believe, Matt. I want to believe this is the one.
I mean, I hope so for his generational. Well, does he have generational wealth on his own? Right, he's an NFL freaking future Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Raj knows these things. Raj has a list. They've got a secret society.
Tight ends get screwed on pay.
So
like wide
I gotta say
receivers.
this with us. Man.
Good times.
Okay.
The way we've been growing has been awesome.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Blair, I'm with you. Look, as a Las Vegas resident now, no more F1, no more Super Bowl. Like, can we just have some normal traffic for just a little while? You know?
Great.
Wait, what do you
Just
mean?
a little while. Because Vegas, we had the F1 races last fall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Saying but here's the problem: Vegas now wants to be the entertainment and sports capital of the world. So it's just that it's unfortunate, man. Because I like being able to go to the Strip on occasion, and here's what happens, man. It's like the casinos, every place you want to park, like they double the prices when there's big events.
Okay.
You know, the cost of everything goes up because everyone wants to wet their beak. It's just annoying. You know, I've never lived in a city like this before. You know, where it's just so much happening all the time.
Where were you before this?
I was in the suburbs of San Francisco, but like an hour, like 45 minutes north.
Okay.
So like a quiet, smaller town. And we would go into the city maybe. Actually, there's why we're going to 2 or 3 times a week, like for concerts or comedy or stuff like that. But
where'd you live before San Fran?
For San Francisco, I mean, aside from like a year I spent in the suburbs of LA, this is funny. I actually came from Michigan in the Midwest, which is where I was born. So
okay, where Michigan?
Saginaw.
Where were you born? Saginaw?
Well, I wasn't born in Saginaw. I was born in Ohio, but I was only there for a couple of years.
Isn't that where RVD's from? Saginaw?
Is he from Saginaw? I know one of the NXT announcers is from Saginaw. She was tweeting about the arena, and I was like, "Oh, that's where Saginaw Gears used to play." Saginaw is the people were lovely, but that is a beat city. It's not like Flint, Michigan. There's parts of Michigan that are worse, but it's like you grew up in Saginaw. You either are staying in Saginaw the rest of your life, or you're getting the hell out of there. There's not a lot of opportunity in Saginaw, Michigan, unfortunately.
Raj, how about you? All the places you lived.
Kentucky, West Virginia.
Okay. Where did you live in Kentucky?
Henderson was where I was born.
Huh. I never knew that about you.
And Matt, you grew up in the mean streets of Connecticut.
Bridgeport, Connecticut, 6th worst murder rate in the country.
Which is crazy to think of. My mom's from Connecticut, so it's crazy to think of like
You're
Connecticut.
thinking of suburbia, Connecticut.
Yeah,
Bridgeport, the city.
No, I got you.
Not very nice. But
it's not where you were shot though.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it wasn't Bridgeport. I thought you went into the city to like play ball or something.
It was in Bridgeport. Wow. That is the city in which you would. So Fairfield is where I ended up moving to, which is suburbia.
Gotcha.
And that's where my dad got a raise at a job and got us out of Bridgeport. Anyways,
nice.
But let me think. So born in Bridgeport, lived in Fairfield, then college, Monmouth University in New Jersey, right? West Long Branch. Then Hawaii, where I finished college. Then Louisville, Kentucky, for OVW, but then I lived there a little bit after that. Then right to Florida? Yeah, then right to Florida.
It's crazy. Now, what for you on the sports journey? Because you tell stories about playing basketball a lot. Like, what was the choice there over a more contact sport like football as like your primary?
No, I played football.
I know you played football, but you talk about basketball far more.
Because I was much more passionate about it, just because you can practice it by yourself. Football, you can get bigger, stronger, faster on your own, yes, but it's ultimate. It's like the ultimate team game. Basketball's supposed to be, but I wasn't wired that way. I was wired about me, and no, it's not. It's terrible. It's terrible to teach other people that.
These people love you, man.
But so I don't know. But basketball, you could play by yourself. You could shoot by yourself. You could do drills by yourself. I think that's why. And because my dad built me a hoop, a busted hoop, but a hoop nonetheless in a driveway, I was able to earn a Division I scholarship because of him helping me do that. And then he would rebound for me and things like that. So I'm very, very attached to basketball.
Now, here's what I want to know about the stories of Matt Morgan practicing basketball by himself. Paint me a picture. It's the early 90s into the mid 90s. And how many times were you doing the like Jordan swerves left, Jordan swerves right? Or, and then when NBA Jam came out saying boom shakalaka, he's on fire. Yeah, singing like Belle Biv DeVoe's Above the Rim to yourself.
Not that.
Later, I Believe I Can Fly.
I Believe I Can Fly came out when I was in college. So like that freshman year, I think. So, but it used to give me goosebumps because it was like you could put Michael Jordan in the backdrop in your head doing all these cool moves. I get it. Everything you said, except everything you just said was yes to, except for the Belle Biv DeVoe part.
Yeah, Above the Rim didn't really catch on as a single. It's a good song.
Yeah.
But that one never really caught on. No, I used to do that. I suck at basketball. But I remember one year I got convinced my friends were we were all gonna go out for the team, and I had the hoop in my front yard. And so that's the weird thing about practicing basketball by yourself. You get in your head with talking to yourself in the craziest of ways.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, Jordan shoots. Good.
I've never experienced anything else like that. And I don't know why that just made me think of that. The weird basketball self-practice hysteria.
Yeah.
Strange.
All right, guys. I'm out for the night.
Later, my brother.
Tomorrow. We'll wrap this up. Sean Garner, $2. With the super chat saying, is Jade Cargill going to get a qualifying match for Elimination Chamber? Sean, I think you're going to be very happy based on the spoilers that leaked on WWE's website.
Don't tell me.
I'm not telling you. I'm not going to tell you. But I think you're going to be very happy.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Raj.
Later, Raj.
We'll see you this week. Brother. Bye. There. I removed him.
All right. So don't tell. Oh, wow. You kind of did tell me with that. Not you, but the.
Well, we talked about this a little bit. It's not. It's not an insane prediction, right? I mean, look. So we talked about the WrestleMania XL trailer today. Go check that out if you want to see more of our thoughts about where WWE is going. But look, I thought this was a really exciting Super Bowl. I think that, I love a sports come from behind story, because that is, I mean, one year the town I lived in, Matt, was in the Little League World Series, and they were playing a team that had the best, just like amazing hitters, and they got to the very, very final game, and the opposing team got like 20 runs in one inning. And so Petaluma is in the bottom of the ninth and has to go up there to counter that. And they did.
What?
They tied it. They tied it in the bottom of the ninth, and then they got crushed in overtime because they couldn't do that twice.
Nobody can. The fact they even did it once, 20 runs in one inning, that's insane.
I know. It was amazing. This was like 10 years ago. So tonight, this story that was told with KC being so far down and then coming back and then doing it again in overtime, like this, I mean, this is what I love in sports. And it's that funny thing, because you think about it, and this is why I'm kicking myself, because I don't bet on sports. But seriously, this would have been the sort of thing that I would have thought of, would be like, okay, what's the most interesting way this could have gone? And that would have been like low score at halftime, and then going into overtime with the new rules, and ending with a very close, less than a one touchdown game. Like, I mean, I'm kicking myself, because that's probably what I would have bet in terms of what's the craziest thing that could have happened tonight.
San Francisco's defense is really good. But like in my head coming into the game, I'm like, Kansas City's offense is just so damn strong. And I forgot to say this while Raj was on earlier.
Yeah.
What was really this is what impressed me most about this Kansas City Chief Super Bowl win. They did it without the best wide receiver in football that they gave up last year in Tyreek Hill, who ended up going to the Dolphins. Nobody's talking about that for some reason. I don't get why, because he's like the fastest man in the NFL, considered one of them, and had an amazing Pro Bowl season for the Dolphins. Damn near he made them a contender this year. But like, they did it without him. Like imagine that the Dallas Cowboys going without Michael Irvin in the early 90s. They just lose him, let's say, to a different team, and then they still win the Super Bowl. Like, that's unheard of. So again, that team has so many weapons, and it's the quarterback. And Andy Reid, the coach, called an amazing game down the stretch.
Yeah. San Francisco, I mean, both teams played their hearts out, and I think that really, really, really.
What'd you think of Christian McCaffrey, the running back from the Niners? Did you get a chance to you see how talented he is?
Yeah, actually, the Niners team, again, I don't think there's a single person out there, regardless of your allegiance to any team, so you can't watch that and not think that either team deserved it, because that could have gone either way. It literally just the chips fell the way they did. But I thought San Francisco played an amazing game. In that first half, it was dominant to the point where it was funny too, because again, if you're writing this in a movie, all this heat's on KC, the Kelce Taylor thing, people think this is going to be a huge deal. Man, because you know what America loves? When there's a lot of hype about something and then it bombs so bad, it's like Y2K. And because at the end of that half, it was just like, oh yeah, I thought Kansas City there's a conspiracy, they're going to win this. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so it's amazing that they flipped the script immediately going into the second half. And I just thought that was phenomenal. I want to be clear about this. I watched this today because we talked about, maybe we should do it for the Super Bowl. I had no plans to watch this today at all. And I'm thrilled that I did, because believe me, I've been roped into watching other Super Bowls that were not
blowouts and boring, right?
Yeah, or there was that one year when San Francisco lost, and it was like everyone's like, "Oh, you got to watch it," and then like San Francisco just got creamed, and it was like, "Oh, why did we put in all that time, effort, and energy?" So yeah, that was dope. Are Patrick Mahomes fans called Mahomies? Because I think that should be a thing if it's not.
That somebody had to have copyrighted.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Sometimes I put it out there because I want to make sure, Matt. I want to make sure. You know,
you have a lot of good ideas that should be patented, though.
Yeah, it seems kind of obvious. I showed my wife the WrestleMania XL teaser we talked about earlier.
And boring and
no, nothing? She said why? She said Seth Rollins has this weird mob wife energy with the way he dresses, and I was like, yeah, that's true. That's true.
She said mob wife.
Mob wife, yeah.
Tremendous call. Oh my God.
But he's in that match, dude. You don't put Seth in that teaser for no reason. Like, and dude, okay, so I just want to give a postscript before we wrap this up and talk about that teaser trailer. People noticed, if you watch that trailer back, The Rock and Roman have these amazing hero shots of them. This was shot a week ago when the plan was The Rock Roman. And then in Vegas, they shot the stuff with the four of them to make it look. But Seth and Cody, they have some good close-ups, but they don't have these amazing high-quality hero shots that The Rock and Roman have in that trailer, which I thought was very interesting.
To be fair, they are lesser stars than those two as well.
I mean, it's weird, dude.
Roman and Rock are bigger stars.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that more this week because not more than 2 or 3 days goes by without some wrestling bombshell. No, so
it's been an exciting time.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe tomorrow after Raw, something big happens. I'm almost certain something Friday with SmackDown with The Rock and Roman showing up.
Oh yeah.
But you know, I will say tonight, they at the beginning they weren't cutting to Taylor as much, but at the end, as it looked like Casey had a chance, and they were like, we better get it on Taylor. But it was fun to see her hanging out with Blake Lively and Ice Spice and her people, just having a good time. It's interesting.
I mean, how'd you know? Did they say it was those people? Because I didn't see that.
I thought originally I was like, is that Blake Lively? Because I was actually just watching a movie last night Blake Lively was in. And then it confirmed it online. And Ice Spice, if you know who Ice Spice is, you can't miss her. My wife thinks Ice Spice is adorable, so she popped for that.
Is she a singer? What is she?
Yeah, she's a rapper and sings a little bit, but she raps. She has a song on the Barbie soundtrack.
So she wasn't sitting with like the Kelce family this time? No?
I think they were up there. Yeah. Because people said that Jason, it was a big thing. But dude, okay, women, I don't know if Jason's single or not. Like,
no. Very married with kids.
Well, female wrestling fans, like, oh my God, because most of the people I follow are wrestling fans or wrestlers, and female wrestling fans have determined he's like the
better than the Kelce brothers.
Yeah, he's like he's the blueprint, if you will, Matt, for like husband material. And they're like,
because he is.
Yeah, you see how he hugs Taylor and then shakes Ice Spice's hand? Like, he's such a gentleman. Oh my God, we love him.
He is. He is. And
sorry.
And you don't have to like he's faithful, which is number one, right? That's what a girl wants. Number one. And number two, he doesn't think of himself as some like high-end celebrity, even though he's a Pro Bowler in the NFL. He's an all-star in the NFL. He doesn't act like it. Dude took his shirt off and was like doing like the chunk shuffle when his brother's last game, just to pop the audience and then take photos with everybody. He's a good dude.
Well, the ultimate bro.
Humble.
Who's the player tonight that's the blueprint? Because I saw that them referring to that, and I was like, oh, Matt, there's another one. Maybe he was a fan of yours.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. More than likely not.
You should have trademarked that back when you had the chance.
You can't.
Well, as merch, it's kind of weird. You have to trademark it for everything, for T-shirts, for hats, for live event. Like it's tough. It's tough to do. Yeah.
But anyhow, if somebody else does try it, I do have a claim on it with Morgan and Morgan, the attorneys. I did reach out to them when just to see. Yeah.
Hey.
But it was a long time ago. Still.
And you know what lawyers love to do is bill you for an opinion.
Boy, do they.
Boy, do they. Okay, everybody. Have a great week. I'm sure we'll be back here in a couple days talking about something big in the world of wrestling, maybe pop culture. Who knows? But thanks for tuning in. This was a bit of an experiment doing a non-wrestling one. Oh, Avahan Alion, $5. Thank you. Right at the wire saying, glad you guys are back together. You're the only reason I used to watch Wrestling Inc. Retired Raj is the best version of Raj. He's something. He's sleeping it off right now.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Ivan.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. We'll catch you back here next time on Gigantic Pop. Take care.